do the sex.
Today's Talk Sex with Annette topic is how to be the best she's ever had without needing a big anything. Being the best she's ever had has nothing to do with size and everything to do with what you actually do with her body. And today we are ending one of the biggest myths men carry into the bedroom. And that's that being great in bed is about size, stamina, or porn level athleticism. It's not. Research actually shows that only 18% of women list size as a major factor in sexual satisfaction, and that the majority prioritize emotional connection, foreplay, and partner responsiveness instead. What women remember most vividly isn't penetration at all. It's how their partner made them feel in their body. Their responsiveness, their rhythm, their confidence, and their presence. So today I'm giving you 5 skills that make you unforgettable. The ones that women talk about in group chats, replay in their mind, and compare everyone else to. And none of them require having a big anything. But before we dive in, I want to remind you that I'm over on OnlyFans, and there I'm sharing my sex and intimacy how-tos, demos, and audio-guided self-pleasure meditations. I'm also offering sort of an intro to sex and intimacy coaching where you can drop me your questions and I will answer them. So if you're not ready to dive in to a full regimen of sex and intimacy coaching, you can get a little taste of what I have to offer. So you can find me there under the handle at Talk Sex with Annette. You can find me on Substack doing a whole lot of the same under the same handle. Of course, you can scroll down to the show notes below and you will find links to everywhere you want to find me. And I cannot wait to see you there. But for now, let's dive into those 5 skills that are going to make you unforgettable in bed, regardless of size. Cheers. Here's what women actually mean when they say they were the best. Her most memorable lovers weren't the biggest, they were the most in tune. Let me tell you a secret. When women say someone was the best, they're not talking about the shape, length, or anything you've been conditioned to obsess over. They're talking about how safe they felt, how turned on they were before penetration even happened, how well they responded to her body, how they paced the experience, and how they made their pleasure feel effortless and not rushed. And science backs this up. Studies show that female arousal relies heavily on feeling emotionally attuned because women's arousal systems largely are responsive and not spontaneous. That means her body turns on when you tune in. Women remember presence, rhythm, and emotional confidence more than anything. Why? Because biologically, a woman's nervous system responds to safety cues, steady touch, paced movement, attuned attention, which give her brain permission to relax and become aroused. Most men rely heavily on friction. The best lovers rely on attunement. Now that you know what women really want, here are 5 skills that will make you unforgettable in bed, and they have absolutely nothing to do with the size of anything. The first skill that makes you unforgettable in bed is rhythm. Great lovers don't thrust harder, they thrust with rhythm. Every woman says this, and almost no man will hear it. Her body doesn't respond to pressure or depth first, it responds to rhythm. Why? Because the pelvic floor and clitoral network respond best to consistent, predictable stimulation, not sudden changes. Neuroscience research shows that consistent, rhythmic movement activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which enhances relaxation, lubrication, and orgasmic response. Your rhythm is the thing that tells her, you're safe, I feel you, I'm not rushing this, and your pleasure matters to me. When your rhythm is smooth, steady, and predictable enough for her body to sync up, that's when she starts grinding back, pulling you in deeper, losing control in the way everybody wants to see. If you want to practice this, put your hand on her hip. Match her movement first. Slow down to 70% of your natural pace. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Bodies sink through consistency, not speed. And now you're already better than 90% of men. The second skill that will land you in the girls group chat only in the best ways is having hands that actually know what they're doing. Your hands can turn her on faster than anything else if you know what you're doing. Penetration is great, but foreplay is the part that actually sets up her climax. Most women need 10 to 20 minutes of consistent external stimulation to reach their peak arousal. That's straight out of clinical research. This isn't because they're slow. It's because the vulva, clitoris, and surrounding erectile tissue take time to engorge with blood, the same way the penis does. Hands that make you unforgettable do three things. First, they ground her. Placing your full palm on her lower belly or thigh sends a pressure signal through the receptors that calm the nervous system. It literally drops cortisol. Second, they explore before they focus, touching the edges, outer thighs, stomach, lower back. It activates the anticipation pathways in the brain's reward system. This increases dopamine and heightens arousal. Third, they follow her breathing. Breath is one of the first physiological indicators of arousal. When her breath speeds up, it's because her sympathetic nervous system is activating, meaning she's getting close. This is how she feels seen without a word. On to the third skill that is going to make you unforgettable in bed. It is reading her body like a map. If you can read her body, she will trust you with it. Most men get into their heads. Great lovers get into her body. Here are three signals women give that men often miss. First, her hips tilt toward you. This is an involuntary response, a signal that her pelvic floor is contracting and she wants more stimulation. Second, her thighs tighten. This means increased clitoral and vulvar sensitivity. Science shows women often tense their inner thighs during peak arousal as a way to intensify sensation. And third, her breath catches. This reflects a spike in tension at the height of arousal, not a cue to speed up. In fact, consistency during this moment is what helps her reach her climax. If you master this one skill, she's going to think you're a psychic. You'll also avoid the biggest mistake men make. The fourth skill most of y'all are getting wrong is pressure. Not too light, not too hard. This one's a little bit tricky. Every woman says the same thing in coaching sessions. Men either press too lightly or way too hard. Why? Because most men are guessing. Great lovers test. Studies found that women's nerve endings in the clitoral and vulva area respond best to incremental increases in pressure, not sudden intensity. So do this. Start with medium pressure. Increase by 5 to 10%, not 50. Watch her thighs, breath, and hips. They'll tell you instantly. Women feel safest and sexiest partners who don't jump to extremes. Now we've arrived at skill number 5, psychological arousal. This is what she remembers for years to come. Women get turned on with their brains first, then their bodies follow. Here's where you become truly unforgettable. Because women are aroused by anticipation, tension, tone, pacing, how you look at them, how you move their body, and how steady you stay when she starts to unravel. And there's science behind this. Studies show that female arousal begins in the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system, the parts of the brain tied to anticipation and emotional safety. This is why your voice, your tone, your pace, your confidence can be more arousing than anything you do physically. So say things like, "Don't rush. I want to feel all of you." Or right there. "Stay right there." Or, "You feel so good when you move like that." It's grounded, it's confident, not performative, and it hits deep. If you want to be the best she's ever had, don't try to impress her. learned her. Pick one of these 5 skills and practice it for the next week. Not all 5, just one, because mastery isn't about doing more. It's about doing one thing so well, her body can't forget you. Here's the truth that most men never hear. Women don't remember the biggest. They remember the most attuned, the most present, the most connected. They remember the lover who slowed down enough to feel her, the one who didn't flinch when she started to fall apart in pleasure, the one who created the kind of experience. If you become that person, you won't just be the best she ever had. You'll be the one she thinks about years later. So I want you to practice at least one of these skills and then report back. Tell me what you thought. How did it go? Try it out with your partner. How did she react? If you're on my YouTube channel right now watching this episode, drop your comments below and tell me what you thought. If you're an audio listener, feel free to head on over to my YouTube channel at Talk Sex with Annette and leave your comments there. You can email me at Annette@talksexwithannette.com. You can also scroll down to the note section below and there is a speak pipe where you can send me a voice message. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you are looking for a cheerleader, a wingwoman, if you will, a guide on your own self-pleasure or intimacy journey, I'm here for you. My books are open. You can find out more about that at Annette@talksexwithannette.com. So until next time, here's to becoming unforgettable in the bedroom. I'll see y'all in the locker room. Cheers.